Day 67, Wednesday, January 4th. Job 27 and 28. Job 27 1-23 NKJV. Moreover Job continued his discourse, and said, As God lives, who has taken away my justice, and the Almighty, who has made my soul bitter, as long as my breath is in me, and the breath of God in my nostrils, my lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Far be it from me that I should say you are right. Till I die I will not put away my integrity from me. My righteousness I hold fast, and will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me as long as I live. May my enemy be like the wicked, and he who rises up against me like the unrighteous. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he may gain much, if God takes away his life? Will God hear his cry when trouble comes upon him? Will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call on God? I will teach you about the hand of God. What is with the Almighty I will not conceal. Surely all of you have seen it. Why then do you behave with complete nonsense? This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, received from the Almighty. If his children are multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those who survive him shall be buried in death, and their widows shall not weep, though he heaps up silver like dust, and piles up clothing like clay. He may pile it up, but the just will wear it, and the innocent will divide the silver. He builds his house like a moth, like a booth which a watchman makes. The rich man will lie down, but not be gathered up. He opens his eyes, and he is no more. Terrors overtake him like a flood. A tempest steals him away in the night. The east wind carries him away, and he is gone. It sweeps him out of his place. It hurls against him and does not spare. He flees desperately from its power. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. Job 28 1-28 NKJV. Surely there is a mine for silver, and a place where gold is refined. Iron is taken from the earth, and copper is smelted from ore. Man puts an end to darkness, and searches every recess for or in the darkness and the shadow of death. He breaks open a shaft away from people. In places forgotten by feet they hang far away from men. They swing to and fro. As for the earth, from it comes bread, but underneath it is turned up as by fire. Its stones are the source of sapphires, and it contains gold dust. That path no bird knows, nor has the falcons seen it. The proud lions have not trodden it, nor has the fierce lion passed over it. He puts his hand on the flint, he overturns the mountains at the roots. He cuts out channels in the rocks, and his eye sees every precious thing. He dams up the streams from trickling. What is hidden he brings forth to light. But where can wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Man does not know its value, nor is it found in the land of the living. The deep says, It is not in me, and the sea says, It is not with me. It cannot be purchased for gold, nor can silver be weighed for its price. It cannot be valued in the gold of Ophir, in precious onyx or sapphire. Neither gold nor crystal can equal it, nor can it be exchanged for jewelry of fine gold. No mention shall be made of coral or quartz, for the price of wisdom is above rubies. The topaz of Ethiopia cannot equal it, nor can it be valued in pure gold. From where then does wisdom come? And where is the place of understanding? It is hidden from the eyes of all living, and concealed from the birds of the air. Destruction and death say, We have heard a report about it with our ears. God understands its way, and he knows its place. For he looks to the ends of the earth, and sees under the whole heavens, to establish a weight for the wind, and apportion the waters by measure. When he made a law for the rain, and a path for the thunderbolt, then he saw wisdom and declared it. He prepared it, indeed, he searched it out. And to man he said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Daily Deep Dive. Chapter 27. We come to the final chapter of the third cycle. How will Job conclude all these comments from his friends? The UCG reading plan states this. Job continues with his response, now addressing not just Bildad but all three of his friends, as the you in verse 5 is plural. In verses 2 to 6, though Job accuses God of denying him justice and dealing him a bitter experience, he takes an oath in God's name to be completely honest and hold fast to his integrity and innocence. In whatever he himself says, he will not stoop to the level of his friends in their dishonest approach. In verse 7, Job asks that anyone who would be his enemy, the Hebrew here means hater, would be reckoned among the wicked, and there is no way Job is going to act like such a person because, despite Job's previous statements that things often seem to go well for the wicked, Job knows that there is no guarantee that this will be so, and if things do take a downturn, the wicked cannot expect God to help them. Verses 8 to 10. This shows that Job considered that he himself had a reasonable expectation that God would hear him. Job's point here and in the remainder of the chapter is to warn his friends that by treating him as they have been, they are actually joining the ranks of the wicked and can expect the punishment of the wicked, the very thing they have been warning him about. The Expositor's Bible Commentary notes on verses 11 to 12, Job was saying, "Must I teach you about God's power to punish? Indeed, I could never conceal from you a subject on which you have expounded at length." Yet he proceeds, in verses 13 to 23, to remind them of just what lies in store for the wicked, using their own approach against them. And, chapter 28, in the book, A Survey of the Old Testament, Hill/Watson, it describes chapter 28 as an interlude, hymn to wisdom. It's a remarkable chapter as we begin a shift in the book of Job from the cycle of remarks of Job and his friends, to three discourses, Job, Elihu and God, over the remaining chapters. The UCG reading plan discusses chapter 28 by stating the following. In the next chapter, Job makes the point that while man is special, distinct from animals, in being able to employ technology to explore the hidden depths of the earth and mining its ores and gems, he can't find wisdom this way. True wisdom cannot be found through natural exploration, Job 28 1-14, nor can it be bought, verses 15-19. True wisdom, Job explains, comes only from God, verses 20-23. God is the only one who knows everything that can be known. Compare verse 24. Once again, Job displays some remarkable scientific knowledge, understanding that itself seems to have come from God. Note verses 24-26, for he looks to the ends of the earth, and sees under the whole heavens, to establish a weight for the wind, and apportion the waters by measure. When he made a law for the rain, and a path for the thunderbolt. The signature of God by author Grant Jeffrey states, in this intriguing statement the Bible reveals that the winds are governed by their weight, a fact that scientists have only determined in the last century. How could Job have known that the air and the wind patterns are governed by their actual weight? Meteorologists have found that the relative weights of the wind and water greatly determine the weather patterns. The passage also reveals a profound appreciation of the fact that there is a scientific connection between lightning, thunder and the triggering of rainfall. Apparently, a slight change in the electrical charge within a cloud is one of the key factors that causes microscopic water droplets in the clouds to join with other droplets until they are heavy enough to fall to earth. In addition, we now know that a powerful electric charge as high as 300 million volts in a cloud sends a liter stroke down through the air to the ground. Instantaneously, only 1/50th of a second later, a second more powerful return stroke travels back up to the cloud following the path through the air opened by the liter stroke. The thunder occurs because the air within this channel or path has been vaporized by superheating it to 50,000 degrees by the lightning. The superheated air expands outward at supersonic speed, creating the noise of thunder. Job's description, he made a law for the rain and a path for the thunderbolt, Job 28:26, is startling in its accuracy. No human could have known this in ancient times without the divine revelation of God, pages 118-119. Verse 27 notes that God established his wisdom from creation. And the only way for a person to really come to understand it, as the next verse explains, is to have a proper fear of God and depart from evil. Compare Proverbs 1:7, Proverbs 9:10. It is interesting to consider how God described Job at the beginning of the book, a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and shuns evil, Job 1-8. And through Job's relationship with God, he will ultimately gain the understanding he seeks, and